What's up, guys? Chris the Chef Sports Cards here. We are doing 2022 Topps Series 2, third hobby box case break number 28. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, man, my ears have to, like, pop. Oh, I feel like I'm on an airplane right now or something. Especially if you're new to the channel. Welcome. We got a couple new names on there, I think. A little bit about us. We've been around for 5 years now. We break mostly baseball, a little bit of everything else mixed in. In fact, we have a soccer break coming up next. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading, and we ship as quickly as our little hands will move, usually within a day or two of the break. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at another free break. We're like 19 away or something like that. Hit the subscribe button. We do free breaks, and when we do them, we use our YouTube subscriber list for the random for our free break. So just make sure when you subscribe, you're publicly subscribed. If you're privately subscribed, I cannot see your name. You're a subscriber, but it won't show me your name. So you got to make sure you're publicly subscribed. Because I got to be honest, guys, when you put thousands of names together for a random, and there's only about 70% of the names there, you know, then I get people going, oh, well, my name wasn't in it. Well, you're not publicly subscribed, this, that, whatever. I can't go through that. It's a lot of people to put together. So just make sure you're publicly subscribed. And if you are, your name will be in every random for every free break from here until the day I fall. All right. All right, man, let's look for that Willie Mays. I got you, brother. Let's see what we can do. I'll try to rub it into my fingers. Also, our website, chefsportscards.com, we got right now, we got this Platinum Edition hobby box. It's a 3 hobby box break over there. It's almost full. 6 spots left. $15 a spot. It's running across the top there. But we also have a 20% off coupon there, so it's really $12 a spot. I mean, it's below cost. It's dirt cheap. We'll also give away a box of the Topps Chrome to somebody in that break. So only 6 spots left to go. As soon as it's filled, we will break it up. So head on over to chefsportscards.com. I put it in the chat there. And click on it and go right there. And like I said, it's $15. Use the code. That makes it $12 a spot. And we'll get it full and we'll get going. Dawson, what's up, buddy? Jonathan, how are you? It's the place to be. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. No, it's a Mike Trout signed baseball. Mike Trout. Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for joining us, buddy. All right, let's go over the teams. D-backs, Robert H. Braves, Jared M. Orioles, Jonathan H. Red Sox, Ryan M. White Sox, Ali H. Reds, Tabitha A. Tigers, David S. Royals, Tyler M. Astros, Eric M. Angels, Jared M. Dodgers, Christy S. Brewers, John T. and Twins, Chris F. Marlins, Robert H. Mets, Jared M. Yankees, Billy R. Phillies, Wayne R. Wayne, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're well. Pirates, Billy R. Cardinals, Kenneth H. Padres, Robert H. Giants, Joshua M. Mariners, Alan T. Rays, Michael C. Rangers, Billy R. Blue Jays, Brandon O. And Nationals, Stephen L. Stephen L. All right. First break here didn't hits and bangs. Good, man. That's awesome. I'm glad. Sweet Red Sox tonight. All right, Ryan, I got you, buddy. Let's see what we can do. All right, well, we'll see what we get today, boys. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, so we finally have a new release this week. Clearly Authentic is coming out this week, which is a great product. Clearly Authentic, I like it. We get some bangers in there and not too crazy expensive. So you're going to have some cases of that next week mixed in with a whole bunch of other stuff. So check it out up on our eBay page now. All right. Let's do it. Good luck, everyone. You know what? I'm going to do this real quick. Iron Guard Supplies, if you guys haven't checked them out, check them out. These guys contacted me. They sent me a whole bunch of free stuff to check out. Their stuff's pretty nice. It's all top loaders, and I forgot I had it sitting here. They do a lot of gaming stuff, too. But they do top loaders and everything else. Their stuff's really nice. So if you're looking for supplies and stuff like that, check them out. They're reasonably priced. They're not the cheapest. They're not the most expensive, but stuff is quality for sure. For Tejas, Adolis Garcia short print, base short print for Texas. For Billy, here you go. Short print in the first pack. And we need one of these like 3 short print boxes like we've had in the past. That would be good. That's a starter. Mejia. Lanson. Javi Baez All-Star. Oh, man. Get my piles straightened out here. Did everybody have a relaxing Sunday? Or was everybody forced into doing housework? I was running around like an idiot all day working. This is like my relaxing time. Base back. And Taylor Hearn, Rainbow. Jack Flaherty, Generation Now. Magical Future Star. Another base back. St. Louis is on fire, huh? That's good, man. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear you had a relaxing day, man. Sundays should be relaxing. I wish mine were sometimes. They never are. Because usually I just have to run around and get stuff from my other company, my cafe. So, Altuve All-Star. So it's like a day I kind of run around, pick up food, do all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's always a nightmare. But it gets me a good workout in when I do it. That's for sure. Tanner Houck for Boston. I don't know what's up with these cards. Like this one has damage on the bottom too. This is like the third red foil in a row we've pulled. This one isn't as bad as some of the other ones have been, but Ryan, I'll include a pack. I mean, I know it's not an expensive card or anything, but 10 of $1.99 if you want to try and get it fixed or replaced. I'll put a one of the wrappers in with your package if you decide to do that. This one's actually the least damaged of the few we've seen lately. But it's I don't know what's going on. It's weird. It's all on the reds too. We had a Reese Hoskins last week that was ripped all the way up to like his feet. I mean, that one's not horrible, but it certainly is. It certainly has some damage. So. Vladdy, Sweet Shades, Robertson, rookie. Yeah, it's weird though. Like, I mean, geez, man, we've gone through, I don't even know how many cases at this point. And honestly, for the most part, the cards have been pretty decent, like, out of Series 2, as far as the cuts and stuff go. I mean, you know, Bowman's had their issues in the past few years, but it's just until this, like, last week we started seeing reds with these. So I don't know if it's a second printing or what it is, but it's been happening. Austin Riley, 35th. So Tuesday we'll be here. We got, I'm trying to remember what we're doing Tuesday night. Bowman Megas on Tuesday night, and Chronicles. Everyone loves Chronicles. And, for Seattle, little Kalenic, numbered 1 of 199. Not bad. Not a bad relic. For Allen. There you go, buddy. What size do I want? It's so weird with these type of cards, too. It's almost like, I always call it a thumbnail. It looks like someone took a thumb and, like, scraped under it or something, you know? And it's got to be something. I know, I don't know if John's here, but I think John had mentioned one time, because John works in a printing factory, and he was mentioning one time a certain machine or something, I forget what it was, that he thinks does the damage when they're coming through, when you do see them. So, I don't know. Somebody was sleeping on the job. So no. Significant statistics. Oh, the Phillies. The Phillies hurt my head, hurt my heart. I know, the Phillies just can't beat the Mets this year. It's ridiculous. That game, losing that game today, ugh, my gosh. I don't know who or if anybody saw it, but it makes me sick. Devers home run challenge. I didn't even get to really see. I was listening to it on the radio some, and then home run challenge for Ryan. There you go, buddy. I didn't really get to see much of it until the end. Like I said, I was listening to it on the radio. They were up 7-4, and I went somewhere. I forget where I was picking something up, and it came out, and all of a sudden it was 7-7, and I was like, that's it. They're going to lose this game, and they do again. They just can't beat the Mets this year. I don't know what it is. O'Neal Cruz rookie. It's frustrating as hell. Shohei. You got it, buddy. Robert, how are you, buddy? Chrissy, there he is. You just getting up, Chris? Having some breakfast? You working tonight, bud? And Albert Pujols, a die cut for the Dodgers. Just got up. Hey, man, as long as you're getting used to it. It's going to suck, though, man. You're going to miss, like, you're going to have to force yourself to stay up for football on Sundays and stuff. Or you're going to have to watch it all on replay. For Houston, Garcia to 2022. The Rookie Cup, Luis Garcia. For Eric. Tuesday, Wednesday off. You get Tuesday, Wednesday off. Good thing we're breaking Tuesdays now, my friend. I hate working Sundays. I mean, I've owned my own companies now for the better part of 15 years, so, and I know it sounds maybe cheesy, but I'm always working every day. But Carlos Carrasco and DeGrom, if I'm not doing one, I'm doing the other. But back when I used to work, Sundays was the only day I hated working. Because years ago, when I first graduated culinary school, this was like, I graduated in 89, so this was like 1990. I was working in Charleston, South Carolina, for a very famous restaurant down there called 82 Queen. It's been around forever, if anybody knows the area down there. And I was the sous chef there. I was right out of culinary school. I was like 21 years old or whatever. And Charleston was already a very, very slow place for a kid that grew up in Philadelphia. You know, like it was like really a whole nother world. I would appreciate living there now. Oh, all right, we're gonna have to random this guy. MVP meets rookie with the Tampa and Phillies. Unless we get another one, then we'll split them. But we'll put that aside and we'll random it later. Logan Webb, generation now. But for a 21-year-old kid from Philly, you know, on Sundays, on Sunday, I used to always have to work. I was low man on the totem pole. You know, I was the chef, the sous chef. There was like 5 chefs at this place. The place was ridiculous. We had 50 employees in the kitchen and 5 chefs for a restaurant. Jordan Romano with the statistics parallel, 286 of 300 for Brandon. So being the low man on the totem pole, I always, of course, had to work Sunday and run Sunday myself. And oddly enough, because that restaurant was so busy and so big, like I actually only worked like 50 hours a week there. It was probably the easiest chef job I ever had in my career, hours wise. So I used to go in at like 11 or 12, and then especially for like a Sunday because we only did dinner. And I lived in North Charleston, which North Charleston is a just horrible area. It's just as cheap as it comes, right? Aeronautic All-Star. I mean, like I said, I was just out of culinary school. I was a sous chef. I think I was making $7.75 an hour as a sous chef. You know, again, this was 1990, so or 89 or 90. So needless to say, I needed cheap housing, and North Charleston is where the cheap housing was at. Come on, focus. So I used to take a bus when I was first there from North Charleston down into Charleston. It wasn't a big deal. It was like a 15-minute ride. But where it would drop me off was like 5 or 6 blocks from my restaurant. I'd walk from there. And Sunday, I would get up, get ready, be well hungover from the night before because we'd work until 3 or 4 in the morning and then, you know, go out drinking or whatever. Catfish Hunter No Hit Club. And I used to get off the bus and walk, and there would be nobody on the streets. Like 11, 12 o'clock on a Sunday, like the streets were empty. I assume a lot of people were at church or this or that or whatever, and that's all I used to think was, God, I hate working on Sundays. Like, nobody's working. So, needless to say, fast forward a few years when I started running my own places, that was the only day I didn't work. I used to always work 6 days a week and take Sunday off when I could. Like, if I could take a day off, that was... Yeah, I read a lot about the new Game of Thrones, man. You know, I don't think it's really fair. Everyone's like, oh, it's not as good and this and that, whatever. I don't think you can compare them, you know? Trevor Lawrence to 71 for the Twins. Like, I think it's... Unfortunately, this new Dragon Show, I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to see it. But they're definitely behind the 8 ball from day one. Like, there's no way they're going to repeat Game of Thrones, you know? 32 of 71 for the Twinnies for Chris. I was reading, I think it was USA Today, and they gave it like 2.5 out of 4 stars, and I don't know, they said it was boring or whatever, but everything was comparing it to Game of Thrones. It's like, it's very rare that a sequel or a prequel catches that kind of fire like the show did. I mean, now, Better Call Saul is one of the few examples of that. Cal Quantrill and Donnie Baseball, 35th. Because Better Call Saul, I still think Breaking Bad was a better show, but Better Call Saul was fantastic. But you just don't get... It's hard to get lightning in a bottle. And it's going to be hard for people not to compare it to the original show. So, but I'm already a sucker for it. I love science fiction and fantasy stuff. I'm a total nerd when it comes to that stuff. I'm also a massive Doctor Who fan, and Matt Smith is one of the best Doctor Who's ever, and he's in the show. He's one of the main characters. So there's all kinds of good things going on my side for this. So I'm going to enjoy it no matter what. Sweet Shade, Giancarlo Stanton. I'm psyched. I was reading an article. I don't know if anybody saw this. They actually, because they've had a few different options for. That's really weird. What is going on here? Warren, is that? Just a backwards card. It's weird. All right. They have a few different options. I don't know if any of you have ever read the books like Song of Ice and Fire and all that stuff, but they had a few different options for other series they could do from the other books that he's made. Urias. And they actually shot another pilot that they spent like $8 million on or something like that, and they scrapped it. They never even tried to put it on. They didn't like it at all. I'm like, man, HBO's got some serious cash and just go around and scrap something like that. I think they'd throw it on just for the hell of it since they made it, but it was supposed to be really bad, whatever it was. Different type of prequel, I guess, not about the Targaryens, about someone else. So anyway, if you're already on the side of, if you were a Game of Thrones fan and you're already on the side of the new one's going to be terrible, give it a chance. That's all I can say. Give it a chance. Might be better than you think. Shane Baz Generation now. Oh, Dawson, you asked about my kid's business. It's doing well. He works, man. I give him that. That's one thing he got from me. He's a worker bee, man. He likes money. That's why, you know. He actually has another show next week. He's doing the East Coast Vintage Show. I think it's next Sunday. So he's been preparing for that. Hank Aaron 35th. He had a show last month at the Oaks Convention Center, which is here outside of Philadelphia. And we came up with this really cool thing because my son deals in vintage clothing. And for Cincinnati, a Joey Votto Major League material with the bat in it. So I got him, like the tagging guns you use for clothes for like the the plastic to hang a tag off it. And then he's using baseball cards for the price tags. So like it'll hang, like the card will hang on the thing, and then on the back he has like a price on it. So I had I have a ton of stuff here. I have a bunch of like 90 Donruss sets or 90, I don't even know what I have, Score and Fleer and all that. So I gave him a couple sets. So they looked really cool. And when he did it, it was like the week before the National. And he said he had like 5 guys come to him like, oh, are you going to the National? This and that. He's like, well, my dad's the baseball card guy. Significant statistics do well. But it looked really cool on like the racks and everything, to have the baseball cards. And then his more expensive stuff, he used like better cards, I don't know, I found him a bunch of stuff that I didn't really care about, but that was older. But I had a bunch of the 3D cards. I forget what you call those things. The Giants and Chipper Jones. So like on the more expensive stuff, he used like the 3D cards and stuff like that. So it came out cool, and he liked it. So hey man, kid's got money. He's not bothering me for it. So sounds good to me. And for the Brew Crew, the old team card, 2022 for John. It's funny too, so my son's going into his senior year of high school, and you have to have the meningitis shot to go into your senior year. State law, I guess, in Pennsylvania. I got a thing in the mail, don't send your son to school without this shot, So I set him up an appointment, and it was last week. And of course, I forgot the stupid paper for the meningitis thing, like for them to fill it out so he could send it to the school so he could start his senior year. Garrett Cole All-Star. And so I ran home to get it, and I said, just go and hang out. Tell them I'll be there 10 minutes later, whatever. And I come in, and they were doing a physical and stuff, too. His physical was already done. Like, he just went and checked himself in and did all that. He was just waiting for the shot. And the nurse came in, and she's like, oh, so you're in vintage clothing. And, like, she got... Apparently her daughter, O'Neal Cruz rookie, does a lot of design stuff, like converting clothes and stuff. Matt Olson for the Braves Home Run Challenge. So like so she got his information. So they're gonna try and hook up and see like if she can take some of his vintage stuff, turn it into, newer creations and stuff like that. So should be cool. Oh, you pulled a vintage stock Brewers team card? We haven't, it's funny, last year, we haven't seen a ton of team cards this year. Not like last year. Remember last year was like ridiculous? Cedric Mullins, 35th? Like, it seemed like every break was just like tons and tons of team cards. This year hasn't seemed quite as bad as in the past. This vintage stock cards aren't easy to come by. We pulled that one for the Brewers last week, but that was the first one we had pulled in I don't even know how long. Hologram. Yes, hologram. Thank you. They used to have a name, though, too, like a different... You're right, it is a hologram, but it had a... God, what were those things called? I have a few of them. Like, I have an old... couple old Hank Aaron ones and stuff like that. Kutch. Lintic. Oh God, I can't even say the word. But anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like that 3D card we pulled last night out of Gold Rush. That Walker Bueller. It was hard. You couldn't really see it on the camera, but when that guy gets that card, it's like his glove is coming out at you. Nolan Ryan, no hit club. Some more short prints. Come on, short prints. Tyler O'Neill, Generation Now. Shadow, yeah, nah, that's not, oh God, you see, now it's going to drive me crazy. You're right, Shadow Box is another one, you would call it. It's like Lintiker, something like that. It's kind of like the technical term for him, but you guys know what I'm talking about. For the Reds, Jonathan India to 2022, rookie cup card. For Tabitha. It's funny, like the ones when we were kids, you could barely even see them. You know what I mean? Like, we used to get, I don't know why I'm even thinking about this. We used to get the discs off of Slurpees at 7-Eleven. Does anyone remember that? Like, and they were like that where you turned it, and they were baseball ones. Man, I don't know what made me just think of that. Well, I know what made me think of it, but I haven't thought about that in a long time. And they used to be in the bottom of the cup. Like you get the cup and you'd pull a thing off the bottom and there'd be a disc of a player in the bottom. That might be a little bit before some of yours time, but... Well, that was back when you go to 7-Eleven and buy a pack of cards for 25 cents or whatever. You know, can't do that anymore, that's for sure. Yes, yes, that's it. I can't even say a word right. Yes, yeah, you guys got it. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you. And wow, for Texas to 25. God, these are hard to hit. Jordan Lyle, camo. Camos are ridiculously hard. What is it on camo these days? Gold, red, platinum, black. God, I can't even find it on here. Memorial Day. Camo. One in 1,400 packs. Not easy to come by. For Texas, Billy. Good buddy. Gold camo to 25. 16 of 25. I'm having like 7-Eleven flashbacks now. They said. And Joey Gallo for the Yanks for Billy. Is that Billy? Yeah. On the home run challenge. All right, let's move a little base here. Give me one sec, guys. Base out of the way. Oh, thank God, Jonah, my sorter's coming back tomorrow. He hasn't worked in like 3 weeks. It's killing me. Where I grew up, we had a Joey Votto All-Star, a 7-Eleven right next to the middle school I went to. So I used to run a very thriving candy business in middle school where I would go buy candy at 7-Eleven and then sell it during school. I always had a way to make money somehow. And that's where I used to get my baseball cards at. I'd go there in the morning, I'd buy boxes of gobstoppers. They were the best. If you guys know what gobstoppers are. And then sell them for like a quarter a piece in school. Make like $5 off a box. And then go after school and go back and buy baseball cards with the money I made. Colton Welker rookie. Freddie Peralta, generation now. Base back. Kyle Lewis, 35th. And did you guys see that catch that Kim had out in San Diego? I'll tell you what, that dude he's a really good player. He has benefited so much from Tatis's issues. And they got so lucky having him there. I mean, he was a good player before over in Korea or wherever he played, but he was doing like a Jeter impression today, going through the net. Generation now, O'Neal Cruz, rookie. Bryce Harper, 35th. Yeah, Let's see some more fire. I agree. Let's see if we can find some. And for the Phillies, Kutch, relic, 35th throwback relic for Wayne. There you go, buddy. A little something for the Phils. Oh, John, what's up, buddy? Austin Barnes, Rainbow, and Emmanuel Class, Significant Statistics. Cutter Crawford. Paul DeYoung and Willie Adames, 35th. O'Neal Cruz, rookie. Randy Johnson, die cut for Seattle. Yeah, Johnny was saying he just got up. It's like breakfast time for him. And for the Angels, Cooper Criswell to 2022 rookie. $734 of 2022 for Jared. Good buddy. Yeah, that would be true. Yeah, autos would be good. Nah, it's Series 2. They run in lots. They always do. Walker Buehler. Like sometimes you have a break, you get all autos. Sometimes you get all relics. It's weird. Like, it's strange how they kind of run. I still don't ever... there should be 2 hits in these boxes. Although, to be honest, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some great autos you can pull, but, I mean, honestly, the short prints are what most people are chasing after. But I've always thought there should be 2 hits in these boxes. Aaron Judge, but it keeps the price down, too, with the ones. We do have some more. I do have one more case of Series 2, so we'll have some more breaks next week. For Detroit, scoped 2022. For David, if I could get it in the sleeve when I have to work. Dinner is my breakfast. Yeah. Yeah, I told you before, I don't envy that at all. Like, I could be fine with working overnights just as long as I just work overnights. Like, but when you got to switch up and do it like 1 week out of every 8 or whatever it is, like that's a killer. Jeets All-Star. Rendon No Hit Club. Ryan, when did you go to CIA, bud? So funny. When I graduated high school, so back when I went to culinary school, nobody did. It was really unheard of back then in the 80s. It was like such a big deal. I was terrible in high school. I hated it. I didn't, I just barely graduated. I was always one of those people who did well in the stuff I liked, you know what I mean? But like, if I didn't like it, I didn't want to have anything to do with it. And I got into CIA and Johnson & Wales. And CIA, back then, the program was so small. They wanted me to start like 5 days after I graduated high school. Austin Riley generation now. And they didn't even have a degree program back then. It was a certificate program. So you used to go for like 15 months straight. And that turned me off to go. I loved the school. I went and checked it out. 99 to 04. Yeah, a little bit. 10 plus years after my time. But I just was like, can I start later? And like, no, this is when you have to start. Because back then it was just the 15-month certificate program they had. They didn't even have a degree yet. So I was like, I'm going to go to this other school over here. Corey Seager, Texas. And then there's always this, for those of you non-chefs in the world, there's always this like CIA Johnson Wales animosity, which I never understood. But it was actually kind of prevalent for a while there. Like you literally would go in and like be hiring people. You're like, no, he went to CIA, don't hire him. Teoscar Hernandez to 2022. Because back then when I went, there was only about 5 schools in the country, legitimate schools in the country you could go to. But 2 of the 5 were massive. They were, were a real big deal. CIA and Johnson & Wales. Toronto is Brandon. Numbered 1093 of 2022. Now you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a culinary school, I used to teach at the restaurant school in Philadelphia, Miguel Cabrera. I did it for a couple of years, but I used to actually teach their restaurant class. Like I ran their restaurant for them and taught the class. And I loved teaching. I did. This was on when I was starting on the backside of my, restaurant chefing days. But the money was so bad. Like it was unlivable how bad the money was. But one time they came to me and they asked me, they said I had to go to this other school and do a talk on, I don't even remember what it was. It's like 10 years ago. John Henry rookie, Rainbow. And Yastrzemski. And it was down in South Philly. It was called like J&A or JRA or something like that. And it was literally like in a house. Like in an old row home. And it looked like somebody just threw a sign up outside and said, hey, we got a culinary school, like that type of thing. To 25, 8 of 25, Adolis Garcia autograph for the Rangers for Billy. It's a nice hit. I remember going there, and it was legitimate. I mean, it was a school, don't get me wrong, but just like walking up to it, I was like, what in the world is this, And I went in, and I thought it was a school, I give it that, but I thought it was like a continuing education type of program. Like, I didn't really think it was like super legitimate. I mean, they were teaching people, but so anyway, I did this whole talk and this and that, and then afterwards, like one of the people who ran the school or one of the other chefs, they were talking to me about the place, and who they teach, and their enrollment, and this and that. I'm like, And I remember asking Juan Soto, like, how much is it to attend this school? And I thought it was going to be like, somebody pays a few $100 and comes takes the course. They were like, oh, it's like 38 grand a year. I was like, excuse me? I couldn't believe it. But that's the way it is now. There's so many culinary schools out there now. It's crazy. Yeah, I agree, man. I never cared about that stuff either, the whole CIA Johnson. But there were guys who did. I knew a lot of guys who did. I didn't care. I just wanted you to work. That's all I cared about. I agree with you 100%. Mookie Betts, Sweet Shades. CIA was a nice school. I would have liked to have gone there. I think, honestly, if I could have started later, maybe like even a few months, like at the next rotation, I probably would have gone. But honestly, Johnson Wales was more like a university. I wanted that, college. I wanted to party and stuff too. Which I'm sure CIA is more that way now. Different than what it was back then. Back then, CIA was like going into the military. Johnson Wales was too. They were pretty hardcore. But there weren't many people in the school back then. Now it means nothing, to be honest with you. I hate to say it. I know so many people who've been to culinary school and can't cook to save their lives. And I always think, like, how did you even get through school? Like, it's flabbergasting to me. But it became so popular in the 2000s to go to culinary school because everybody thinks they're going to be the next Emerald or Bobby Flay or whoever. Bobby Flay can't cook to save his life, that dude. Buster Posey from the Giants. I've met him. I've worked with him a few times. But, and you always try to explain, like, do you realize there's like 300,000 chefs in America and there's like 6 guys who are famous? I mean, you want to be Gordon Ramsay. We all do, but the odds are, pretty not great. Don Mattingly, All-Star Balut. Yeah, you got your badge. See, that was the thing too. My class, I have an associate because they didn't have a bachelor's program. Like I said, CIA didn't have a degree program then at all. They only had their certificate back then. Johnson Wales had an associate's, and then the year after, I think it was the year after I left Johnson Wales, they offered a bachelor degree, and I actually considered possibly going back. I was in South Carolina at the time. And consider going back to Rhode Island, because if you wanted to do it, like the Johnson Wales in Rhode Island, in South Carolina, Charleston was there, but if you wanted to do the bachelor program, you had to go back to Providence. But it was kind of it was so new, it wasn't really worth doing. It was better just to go work for a couple of years. Griffey, 35th. And I actually went back to school anyway. I have an English degree too from College of Charleston too. So Iron Chef. Shirt and Walmart too. It's like sick to advertise. All right, John, sounds good, buddy. I'm just glad to hear you wore my shirt. It's funny, back in my early years, Home Run Challenge, Max Muncy, I did a few shows up at Food Network. This was back then, and that was back when the Food Network was like nothing. The only show they had was Ready, Set, Cook. And I helped a few different chefs on Ready, Set, Cook. That was their big first show they had. Oh gosh, that was a long time ago. O'Neill Cruz rookie. Yeah, I don't have my Iron Chef days in me anymore. 10 years ago, absolutely. Matt Chapman. But days are past. I don't even want to cook anymore, to be honest with you. It's funny, the guys that I went to school with, and like I said, when I went, it was, it was rare that guys went to culinary school back then. So most of them were pretty hardcore. Acuna, 35th, like I was. I mean, like, I worked at a country club when I was in high school and stuff, so it's not like I had already understood how a kitchen worked and having chefs and this and that, and I'm still, I mean, granted, I own the company, but I'm still, out of all the people I went to culinary school with, I'm the only one who still cooks anymore. They've all left the kitchen in some aspect or another. Some own places, and just run the front of the house, or just the owner now, or this or that. But believe me, I've been thinking heavy lately about hiring a chef and giving up the kitchen entirely. Brinson Rainbow and Musgrove No Hit Club. I didn't do them yet because the prices have been so high on them. Oh yeah, Food Network severely. I can't stand most of the cooking shows. The only ones I ever liked was Great Chefs, that was on PBS. Like, but you're right, it does, and it gives people a false sense of what being a chef is. You know. For the Phils, Ronald Torres, 436 of 499, and I do everything for the last 20 years at least. Any one young person who comes to me and tells me they want to be a chef, all they do is try and talk them out of it. Because, you know, I love what I do. I've always loved what I do. But it's not a job. It's a life. You know, it's a lifestyle. You have to work 100 hours a week. And you're the one who's always on call. When something's wrong at the restaurant, you're the one who gets a phone call. You know, and a lot of people aren't built for that type of life. You know. It's not easy. People all the time would be like, "Oh, you're a chef. That's so cool." I'd be like, "Yeah, come work my job for a week and see how cool it really is." Yeah. You'll think differently of it. Urias. You know, you can never pay people enough. You can never have good health. It's like so many headaches. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I'm sure every business has the same type of headaches at some point, but in the restaurant industry, there's no unions. There's no nothing. You know, people are constantly getting screwed. It's tough, you know. And for the Mets, Darryl Strawberry All-Star, 80 of 299 for Jared. Go, buddy. Yeah, Mother's Day. Oh, God. Don't remind. I'm so glad I'm done with that stuff, man. Back when I used to run the steakhouses and stuff, and we'd feed like 1,800 people on Mother's Day, or on Valentine's Day, we'd rent 400 deuces to bring in and put in. Oh my God, what a nightmare it was. All right, silver packs. Come on, silver pack auto already. God damn it. Jordan, Mountcastle, Carew, and Puckett. We have not had a silver pack auto yet, and I don't get it. I would have thought by osmosis we would have gotten one by now. Yeah, Mother's Day is a nightmare. My God. Castellanos, Hazley, Burns, and Chapman. Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, and New Year's Eve. Oh, I don't miss those days at all. Usual. Barrios, Nola, and Darvish. One last pack. Man. At least we got some color in this one. It's a good one. Lewis, Ryan, Beer Rookie, and Babe Ruth for the Yanks. Numbered 128 of 150. 128 of 150. Alrighty, guys. So we do have this rainbow MVP meets rookie card. We're going to random between Tampa Bay and the Phillies. Unfortunately, I mean, we've always talked about, so I divide the base ones up between two teams, but it's just it's not for a specific team, the card. So, I mean, it's a $5 card. It's not crazy or anything, but you know, that's how it is. Let's bring it forward. All right, so let's just roll a die, make it simple. Odds for Wander, evens for Harper. We'll roll one die, we'll keep it on the screen, and that's what we go to. So odds and evens, odds and evens. Here we go. Good luck. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. All right, I'll roll it again. Try to keep it on the screen. Number is 4, so it's going to go to the Phillies. All righty. All right, guys. I want to thank everyone for joining me. As always, I couldn't do this without you guys, and I truly do appreciate it. We will get these out to you exponentially quick. And if you aren't in our soccer break coming up, which I don't think any of you are, I'm pretty sure, we got Tuesday night, Chronicles and Bowman Chrome Megas. So if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. Even if you don't buy a spot, just stop by and say hi. We will be here. All righty. Let's see. This guy. These guys up here. Jonathan, thanks, buddy. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it, bud. Please come back, see us again. All right, hit recap for 2022 Top Series 2 third hobby case break number 28. One of those days. All right, home run challenge cards: Max Muncy, Gallo, Olson, and Devers. A couple of, we had the rainbow parallel that we just random, which is going to the Phillies. Short print of Adolis Garcia. Man, it was an Adolis Garcia case. That's crazy. To 2022, Garcia, the Brewers, India, Criswell rookie, Scope. Excuse me. Teoscar Hernandez. Tanner Houck to 199 for Boston. Romano to 300. Larnach to 71. Jordan Lyles to 25. Donnie Baseball Blue, not numbered. Ronald Torres to 499. Darryl Strawberry to 299. And Babe Ruth to 150. With Kalenic Relic, numbered 1 of 199. Joey Votto, Major League Material, not numbered. Kutch for the Phils. And Adolis Garcia, Red Auto to 25, numbered 8 of 25 for the Rangers. All right, guys, again, thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that like and subscribe. Go check out the website. Grab a spot in Platinum. It's almost full. Well, like I said, we fill that up. We'll break it tomorrow, tonight, whenever. Let's just get it filled up if we can. And please stay safe, stay healthy out there, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.